welcome back to another episode of The Path to Mastery. This time we're going to talk about PvP and how to scout a proxy. I think I've done a episode before about how to scout an all-in, but that was a Zerg. But now we're going to talk about scouting a proxy in a PvP. This is a strat that I've been saying. I would say probably 80% of the PvPs I've been playing right now have been this exact proxy. And it's always in a different spot, so I'm trying to figure out how I can scout it even if I don't scout the proxy. So let's just get right into this. In PvP, what I've been working on right now is just an all-in. I'm just in low plat right now, just trying to work my way up, and there's a lot of cheese, cheese on like the low gold, high gold, low plat area. So I'm just doing an all-in right now until I kind of get out of that cheese area, and I'm still very deep into it. So let's talk about this. So what I'm going to do basically is just do a 2-gate into tech, and then normal build would be expand immediately after I drop my tech building. But we're going to talk about how to look at the PvP build and the scouting information I'm doing. So until this point, you really don't need to send out a probe until your second gate is down. So what I do is I go pylon, gate, gas, gas, and then I will do second gate, and then I'll send the probe that made the second gate out. My opponent's sending one out a little bit earlier to see if I'm doing anything funky. So this probe right here is Probius. He is on 2, and Probius is going to lay down this as soon as we have 150 minerals, and then he's going to head across the map. So this is basically my standard opener at 20 supply. I'm going to get this. So I don't really take a lot of interest in this probe right here that's coming across to look if I'm expanding or not, because that's basically what I'm doing with this expansion right now. And he's just trying to check out what I'm doing. So there's my cyber core, and as soon as I have this pylon right here is really important. So we're going to talk about the 22 pylon right now. So I make a pylon here at 22. This is my second pylon. Let's look at my opponent's base. How many pylons does he have? He has 1. His second one is down here. So this is the first point of the scout that I'm going to want to look for when I get into his base, is how many pylons does he have? So I get across, let's say if I do this perfectly, I get across into his base at 150. Alright, so 150 is when I'm in his base. Now at this point, if he has not made his second pylon, he's going to be massively supply blocked. So I get the scout here that he only has 1 pylon with my vision right here. So I see that he's only got 1 pylon here. I'm going to walk around here a little bit and try to understand what's going on, but I don't necessarily realize that, he only has 1 pylon. I don't notice it. I know that that's what I need to scout now. So your first main tell if there's a proxy or not, when you get into the base for the first time, how many pylons does he have? I have 1 about to finish and a second one already finished here. I see 1 finish, but I don't see his second one building anywhere. And that's because it's down in my 4th. So look at my vision. I've got full vision of where his pylon should be. I don't know if there's anything back here, but that's kind of a weird spot to put your maybe second pylon. I don't know. I put mine by my Nexus because this is where I need to have protection. So first one by the wall, second one by this Nexus. I could have also seen that since he didn't wall off, I could have done some massive damage with some Adepts, but that's here or there. Neither here nor there. So let's keep watching. So I'm in here for a long time. Let's see when I drop my tech building next. So as soon as I have about so here's my first 2 units coming out, and now I'm going to drop my tech building as soon as I have 100 gas. So let's take a look here. So 28 pylon. There it is. So let's take a look at what I'm looking at. So I just dropped my tech building here. This pylon, I think it's part of the build. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because correct. Yeah, 27. I have to take a pylon because I don't get my Nexus down, so I'll get supply blocked if I don't. So yeah, this third pylon. If he has a second, you don't need that pylon. You can skip it. You can just get one at 39. But if you don't get your base, you have to get one at 27 and at 39. So he should have, if he doesn't expand, which he hasn't, I haven't seen any probes go down, he should have 1, 2, 3 pylons in his base. And now he should be starting a tech building at 2 minutes, let's say 2:30, just to be safe. So 2:25 is when I drop it, but just to be safe, 2:30 if it's a bad player. We're in just plat right now. So 2:30, let's see where I am. So yeah, 2:30 here. I see still, let's take a look what I'm looking at. He's got 1 pylon, 2 pylons. I have 3 and a tech building. So let's see if I notice that he has a tech building. Walk around. Gonna go around. I'm still looking around. As soon as I see that there's nothing by this pylon. Okay, so right now I should be getting a kind of a clue like, you know what? He doesn't have a tech building. I need to start looking for tech building. So I'm going to say by 2 minutes, 30 seconds, if I don't see a tech building, I need to start looking for it. And that's kind of nice right as my stalkers pop. Right as my first stalker pops. So let's put this as a rule. If you're doing a 2-stalker opener or a 2-unit opener, 2-gate expand or 2-gate something, you should always send out a probe to scout their enemy base. If by the time you don't see their tech building pop when your first unit comes out, you should send it around to see if there's a proxy somewhere, into your 4th or your 3rd or something like that. I'll probably send 1 unit up here and then 1 unit down here and then have them meet back in the middle here if I don't do that. So that's my first kind of move. And I think if I had scouted this, I want to see by the time he has 1 Void Ray out, because he goes with Mass Void Ray, how many stalkers would I have by the time he has 1 Void Ray out? So the biggest issue I have here is I'm scouting and I'm seeing, you know what, I'm only looking at 2 pylons. I'm not seeing any other tech buildings. I'm not seeing him expand. So I get here and I see that he hasn't expanded yet. And I don't react. I just feel, I must be really far ahead. But little do I know, he's making Void Rays in my 4th base. And he's setting up another pylon to go shield battery up here and attack me. So this has been a huge part of what I've been getting hit with on the ladder recently. So let's look at units. We've got 4 stalkers to his 1. And I've been banking kind of up into my base here. Maybe I should have attacked with these guys a little bit sooner. I saw that he had a stalker and I didn't want to attack in. I wanted to get all 4 of my stalkers up here and then attack. And I do. So there's his Void Ray. So let's see. I have 4 stalkers, almost 6. So by the time his Void Ray gets into... Let's see exactly how many stalkers I have. When does that Void Ray pop? Looks like it just came out maybe 4 or 5 seconds ago. So 3:30, let's say if he's a better player, by 3:30 he'll have it. I will have 4 stalkers. And if I was against 4 stalkers on this, I think I win. And yeah, I'm about to have... I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm about to have 5, 6 out right now. So if I see that he's not expanding, I can still do this exact same build, where I get the Robo instead of my... I get a Robo or it doesn't really matter what I get here. If I get a Robo or a Stargate, it doesn't really change what I'm doing. I'll still have 6 stalkers to attack 1 Void Ray on my base. So I think that's all I need to do is scout it. So the rule is, at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, if he doesn't have a tech building down and he has not expanded, instead of sending my units across, I'm going to look for a proxy. If I don't see a proxy, I should just consider myself very far ahead because it's just a bad player. If not, then I need to really look at my game style a little bit more. I guess also turn my buildings into warp gates. So now I recall home. Yeah, so this is just, it's a little too out of control at this point. I have 6 stalkers, but now he has all these shield batteries and 2 Void Rays up. And now I'm getting Proxy with a gate out here, so he's going to be able to warp stuff in right in front of my base. Kills all my units. I made a Depths on accident, so I just misclicked this. but still, even though his both of his Void Rays are at full power. So GG, well played. I'm out. So to recap, 2 minutes 30. So first probe is going to look for 2 pylons. So that's the first call. The probe that gets into his base at 155 or 150, I think it was. Yep, 150. Probe in his base. How many pylons does he have? Then at 230. 230 when I start my robo. If he's starting any tech, I need to look at that. And if I don't get those 2 pieces, instead of sending this stalker across the map, I'm going to send this stalker to look for proxies. Had I had scouted this right now, done. I have nothing to worry about. I would have been able to kill that pylon and been super far ahead the entire game. So there it is. I hope you learned something. I hope this is going to help your PvP on the ladder. And I know it's going to help me a bunch. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.